for is good.
Hey, traders, welcome to episode 784 of the show. You could be doing anything, but you're here, and I appreciate it. We are tripping through time because it is the 8th of the month, and what do we always do on the 8th? We go to the 80s. Here we are. Galaga's in the background. We've got the VHS tracking. You know about it, man. Need to do this real quick. Let me make the tree a little bigger. There we go. The 8th, so this tree will be big by Christmas. So Bitcoin, the weekly candle closes in less than 1 hour, and we are above 7,400, which is good, right? That's a critical historical support resistance. So yeah, staying above that long enough is good, and you know the next historical real resistance is like 7,800. It's a small one, but the big one's like 8,500. Okay, talking about just the minor one from June of 2018. That's what we hit initially, November 29th. But breaking that ever, you would think we would eventually see 8,250 to 8,500 again to test it as resistance. And again, that lines up perfectly with Fibonacci, where we know that's like a 50% retrace or so. Okay, just looking at it like this, right? High point to low point. You haven't exceeded the 382 yet. 7834. That's where you reverse, but when you reverse, you made a higher low than previous low. So, staying above this critical historical support long enough, we could easily see 7,800 again. If we broke that, you would think that we'd see 8237, 8250. which is 50% retrace from this high to low. That's it, man. All right. Across the altcoin market, there are a couple that stick out very well, and we will definitely look at them. But let's look at the weekly candle real quick, just so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, look left. Not very discernible. I mean, I guess you could say it is a little bit, right? That's a candle low close from April 2018. So you held it last week, and now you've had a little bit of fall through price action. Not really much, but again, getting above critical daily areas of resistance, which is great. But oscillators, meh, you know, still a lot of negative momentum. So this could continue to wane when we maybe retrace to, you know, 8,200 or so, if that was the case, right? But eventually you'd think after we make common retraces, we figure it out, we would sell off to double bottom or make a lower low. And then that's maybe where we could see some daily bullish divergence, which we don't have that yet, but I think that we could be working on it right now, okay? That's it, dude. Like, look on the weekly, you know, if you're just looking at weekly support resistance, 7,400 is very important, but again, like, there's no resistance really, I think until like 8,000 to 8,200, okay? Weekly. That's it. The music's loud, sorry. It's freaking lit though. You know what else is lit? You know what else is lit, man? This voice changer I got. I figured it out. Okay, so freaking lit, dude. But listen to this one. Can you hear me? Oh my god. Give me a... I can't hear it, but I think you can hear it. Let me know, because this is the first time I've ever been able to really use it. Thanks. Okay. So we can look across the markets, I guess, altcoin markets. You know, Tezo's 10.68% in the green today. Very nice. Show you. I mean, that's
Look here! Look, listen!
100% retrace from that August 6, 2019 high to the low. 100%. Touching it now. You think that maybe you were developing some sort of consolidation pattern, some larger one. But as you can see, anchoring 1 and 2, you're breaking out of this. Unreal, right? Freaking wild. So like a wedge breakout. You are overbought. Yep. You are like at 75. So 75 on the RSI at 100% retrace. You're just starting to get your high risk areas, right? For this could pull back at any time now. And we know we have targets. If Tezos is to break this 100%, in time, you could see eventually 188, 201, 220. Okay. Did not hear it, really. Nope. Makes no sense, dude. Huh. Doesn't even make sense, dude. Okay, how about now? Does it work now, chat? At all? Somebody tell me. Give me an update, man. An update, man. Okay? Okay? Thanks. Okay? Maybe it's fixed now. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm on normal now, but just a second ago. Wait for the feedback on that. So Tezo's killing it, man. 161. Broke out of the downtrend, reversed around a 78% retrace. The triple MACD bullish divergence became too mature by the time you hit the exact 78% retrace. I mean, you were like 75% retrace, man. That's pretty close. With this going on, that's pretty solid, dude. Okay, Tezos. I'll tell you another one, like Ethereum Classic's very interesting. Howdy go, man.
Is that a joint?
Thanks for the advice yesterday. Really resonated and helped me out, Mitch. Kings.
Dude, it's so weird that you tipped me as I started talking. As I started talking about Ethereum Classic. That's really weird. Thank you, dude, for the 420 ETC. Who was that? That was Squeezy Man. Thank you so much, Squeezy Man. Did you know grapefruit or Juice Man, whatever his name? I'm sorry, rest in peace, whoever that guy was. I don't know. It's like, okay. It's been all over the place in news and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know, man. RIP to grape juice or something. Okay, so ETC, right? Coincidentally, Claudio. I just think, man, this one's like, you can't say this isn't stupid low risk area. I mean, you're at critical supports from your low to high. I think you've exceeded an 88% retrace now. Look, low, high. I mean, just right, you're just like hovering literally at the 886 right now. You know, deep value areas. If you're looking at traditional market, this isn't. But again, we're trying to apply what we learn and know from traditional markets to this crazy, volatile, unregulated, immature market. Okay, so you think about like we're at the critical supports from February. Right, you held this asset all year, you've made no money. Right, you know, if you bought in at the bottom. But it's like trader's market, man. So that's Bitcoin holding long. I mean, this market doesn't hold on to gains, does it? Not really, unless it's Bitcoin maybe, and you're talking like 10 years out. So, but Bitcoin's been holding on to its gains for the year, right? You know, we talked about this in the static video, where Bitcoin outperformed most altcoins in the rally, the 6-month rally we had just about beginning of the year, the first half of the year, where altcoins rallied and barely retraced at all from their all-time highs, where Bitcoin retraced 61.8% of the way, a little bit higher before pulling back. No candle high above that. But, you know, think about Ethereum. I think only retraced maybe 23 to 38% of the way total from its all-time high. Okay. And so then you think about Bitcoin dominated this year. And then when Bitcoin corrected, who got hit the worst? Was it Bitcoin? No. Bitcoin only has retraced at this point so far from its lowest low to December 2018. It's only retraced 61.8% of the way so far. But what have the altcoins done? We just looked at ETC. It's retraced over 88% of the way. Monero. You had Litecoin that retraced 78% of the way. Ethereum, I think, 78% too, or close to it. Right? Some are even at lower lows than they were at from December 1 year ago. I guess we can say it now. It's the 8th. So, is there any harmonic with? I don't think so. Nah, man. No harmonic that I see on a significant time scale. Nah. And that's okay. You don't have to have a harmonic, dude. Unless you're talking about X, A, B, C, D. It's too deep, man. I wouldn't worry about a harmonic, right? Harmonics are just good to show us like wave analysis. I wouldn't worry about it here. Just think about the downsloping resistance and the horizontal line support. You're squeezed in between one and the other. So something's about to break, dude, on Ethereum Classic, one way or another. All right. If it did break to the upside and was to begin a major impulse, a new trend, right? Common retrace levels between 595 and 744 if it happened, right? It may not, right? Because we haven't even, right, from this new low, fresh low, we got to retrace at least to $5 or near it to even know if this is a valid anchor point for your high to low Fibonacci. Okay, so there's a lot that the ETC has to do, and if Bitcoin dumps, ETC's going down, man. ETC will see 333, 328 or lower again if Bitcoin dumps, okay? That's it. Market Mayhem's a little jealous. That's okay, man. We got jealous people. Welcome to it. We got butthurt, mad people. It happens, dude. All the time. Oh my god, dude. 10 dislikes. Oh no. I guess your dislike is going to prevent me from streaming. Oh wait. It won't. Hey, Market Mayhem. I bet I've helped 100 times more people than you've ever helped in your life, dude. How's that feel? You don't care, do you? Okay, saving changes. Okay, good. Okay, so Ethereum Classic, there you go, man. And believe me, if a firm saw this, they would understand exactly what it meant, okay? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what firm you work for. You don't work for a firm, dude. This is completely rational. You're in a downtrend. There's horizontal line support. From high to low, you have Fibonacci for targets to the upside if we did retrace commonly. That is... The dude's out of his mind, okay? Extremely reasonable chart. All right, so I think VChain is bullishly engulfing right now. Here it is, bullish engulfing somewhat, but I don't know, man. Like the divergence convergence going on, so meh. It just makes it a higher risk for a long, dude. Okay, and you've already run up so much and you're near a double top. I mean, you did double top, but you're trying to reverse right now, so there's always a chance you can go back up to 78 to 80% of 1 penny. Okay. And we're just waiting. I mean, there's no valid trade setup I see on VChain unless we hit this again or we go to the fib extensions from your high to low. You can get those. But you'd be waiting for a 80% or 78% to 88% retrace down here. And there's critical support down here too. And then we'll be looking for bullish divergence for a trade too. Okay. How do I feel now that I have a complete crypto collection? Crypto Tiger, thanks to you and I think Delov and one other. I think it said anonymous. No, it was Ramsey King. Yeah, because y'all have that. I have like every S coin on Coinbase now. Cheers. Okay, so again, not as much opportunity. There may have been more opportunity, right? Falling wedge, divergence, critical support looking left, and then you look at the weekly that was showing all that divergence too. A lot of, stuff down here, but here, not as much. You would think that it would sell off, but it's just not doing it yet. Okay. So we look at Monero now. So Monero, also in a downtrend, had a little false breakout, and then dumped down to look left. Support from March of 2019, January 2019. I mean, it's all over the place, right? Looking left. So from your low to high, 88% retrace, right? These things are now getting into extremely deep retraces, and that could be considered value areas. That's the way you look at it on a traditional market, not the one that Market Mayhem looks at, because he's just butthurt and mad. Like someone that just hates you and is jealous, they will never give you the benefit of anything, right? They'll never say anything positive. But dang, dude, don't you think he wishes he had a community like this? Nearly 5,000 members and then 21,300 plus subs on YouTube. I mean, it's like, whatever, dude. Get butthurt. Yeah, Matic's gone, right? It's continued. It broke all-time highs on candle closes the other day. I guess it said this the fall through price action. Yeah, that's it, man. So I think we, I haven't been saving this one. So this is what's going on, dude, on Matic. All right, just from the wick, I guess, to the low point. You're at that 88% retrace, nearing the 100% retrace at 44.89 cents. No, I'm sorry, 4.489 cents are penny coins. So that's great, man. That's the deep retrace. We've been looking at the deep retrace on all these S coins that are, to the downside. This one's to the upside, 88% straight up. No consolidation, just an impulse. So eventually you'll see a reversal and we'll start creating consolidation, or this will dump tremendously and come back down to like where that candle high close was, I think, 2.991 pennies. All right, you definitely would see a back test eventually. And then if you can't hold that, then you dump back in. But what is Matic really doing? It's just an S coin, man. It's just an S coin. Okay. So that's Matic, man. Someone was talking about it. Someone also brought up this. I've never, he showed me and it was like, yeah, man, that looks good. It's a biotech? And I get it, right? I mean, it's awful. I don't know, really kind of technically it's, right, it started up and now it's here. Inverse Drake song. But, yeah, finding some support, right? A low on price, about the same low on price with much higher levels of relative strength, lower levels of negative momentum, so bullish divergence on both. And someone's just making the argument, maybe it's an Adam and Eve double bottom, maybe, right? Definitely maybe. And, that's a really tall neckline for the potential pattern, which is not confirmed yet. Because, said it time and time again, like a pattern is not real until it breaks the neckline. So this is only potential Adam and Eve double bottom. Yeah, I'll just draw it. It's like the V and then the U, the Adam and Eve. So at this potential area of support, divergence, but the trend's not really on your side here, so it's a bullish pattern and arguably a bearish trend, overall bearish trend. So that's not really that good. So if it was to play out, man, your first target, I think, would be probably 419, 420, because look left, there's some resistance here, so you may not even make it up to this 459 area, and you'd still probably have decent rewards if it got up to that point. So, 3 to 1 is what you're looking for. Probably, I mean, you'd have a stop below 254. All right, just be looking at it, something like... you can have it tight, or you could just think about looking left, right? What if it comes down here before bouncing again? But I don't think it should be doing that at this point, just because the divergence is already pretty freaking mature, right? So you can be really tight and just keep it below the previous low from the Atom. What's up, K-Boss? Welcome. So if you just think about looking left at resistance and not the neckline, you can see that there's a 3.62 to 1 reward to risk. Not bad. So AGTC, we will keep our eye on it, but I'm concerned about not really, TradingView is not showing me how much volume there is on this asset, so it could be too illiquid for my liking, So you want to have over 1 million volume on stocks. Thomas being that may be the case, but I was talking about AGTC. It's not that I was looking at what you were saying and misinterpreting it. I didn't even see you say that. But yeah, there are other assets like XRP that are showing that double bottom. Litecoin showing the double bottom stuff. Oh, we can go to that real quick. Let me add this to my other watch list. Yeah, and you've already been given the analysis on this before. I mean, I gave it yesterday and the day before, and it's like the same thing where, yeah, you were showing a low, a discernible peak, and then another low, and it was a lower low than the previous low, and you had higher levels of relative strength, so you had impending price action versus the upside, Class A bullish divergence, and you're climbing, and you've exceeded the 236. Excuse me, sorry about the burp. But you can see where we got thwarted last time, November 29th, was just look left, candle low, close. Maybe if we get above that, I think you would really see 24.4 cents up here. That's high to low. That's the beginning of the golden zone. Right, the golden zone, the 382, as well as resistance, right? Hold support. So that's definitely a reasonable target for XRP in the short term before it reverses the downside. And really just all depends on what Bitcoin does, I think. So What's up, Star Whales, Deers, Worlds? Yes. What's up, MCG? Good to see ya. My God, what a night. Ohio State pulled it out. Covered all those bets, man. Sorry. Okay, you get it, man. XRP should see 24.5 cents soon. Okay. Assuming Bitcoin just doesn't just dump. Okay. So good there. I think we had, what was the bat? Hold on a sec. This was bullishly engulfing earlier. Unreal. No, that's not the one though I was looking at recently. What the heck? I can't remember, man. Let me see. Oh, okay, this one, yeah. This is back to the US dollar tether. Yeah, so still waiting on that 786, but I fear that if we get down there too soon, we won't have any divergence, and that's what you don't want that, right? As a trader, we want as many coinciding variables as possible at the area for an entry for a trade, right? You want to have bullish divergence when you go long on something. You want to have bearish divergence when you go short on something, right? That's just like, you need to have that. Patriots getting destroyed. Dang, that sucks. Wow. What's up, Sam? Hi, Desert Garden. Good to see you. Ryan N. All right, so you get it. What you want to see probably on this asset is a little bit more movement to the sideways. What's up, David? Thanks for the sub, dude. Say something in the live chat if you're here. All right, you want to see some chop for a little bit longer, just so we can continue losing that negative momentum, and then eventually we could dump again to this area down here. Shorting of the thrust stuff, slightly lower low, and then by the time you get that, you're showing something like this. Clear, discernible bullish divergence, and that is one we could strike for a long. Okay, the ingredients you're looking for your trading cake that you want to bake. Holy crap. You know what I like, man? Oh my God, that's awesome. So someone asked about NRG, probably some random S coin that's pumped 100-something% because it's illiquid and manipulated and probably Telegram grouped. Don't care about that. But while I was looking, I noticed NRG Energy Incorporated. 3.95 million volume. Thanks, dude, for talking about an S coin and a textbook looking head and shoulders pattern. Issue with this one though is extremely bullish trend. So if you're in a historical overall bull trend, it may not be as reliable. That sucks, right? You want to look for head and shoulders, in downtrends, but maybe there's correction going on, right? Made a lower high. It's almost like close to a cipher. Doesn't it look like X, A, B, C, D, and you reversed? So, you're still above that 200-day moving average, beginning to turn to the downside, though. It's a slow moving average, man. So neckline, you're looking at it. You've already broken the neckline. And then on Friday, what'd you do? On Friday, it back tested the neckline and regarded it as resistance when it was once a support. Very cool. Negative momentum's building. You're not oversold yet, so if market participants wanted to drive this price lower, they very well could. Beautiful. This is what you get sometimes. Oh, and look at this scrub rally, right? You thought it was in the shoulder, and then it went one more time, and then reversed. Dang. So a measured move of this pattern. You very well see, dang, 6.67%. All right, here we go. Yeah, so a measured move would put NRG Energy at $36.04. So there you go, man. Finding things. When someone was asking about some random S coin that has no use case and doesn't help anyone at all. Okay. Sweet. I was going to add this to the watch list real quick. Hype. However that. It hath been decreed that the slanted head and shoulders is now confirmed. So let's see if the follow-through price action will continue tomorrow and throughout the week. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so I guess we can just look at Link again or something, right? Log scale on Link. And, you know, you're at a critical support. We know this area, how important it is on the way up and down. We've been talking about it. If you could ever break that, you would see probably 275. You got it. And you tried and tried and tried and could never just sustain prices above that 275 area. Not enough demand, too many sellers up there. So you reverse. Demand was created. And it's setting up the same way that BAT could be setting up, right? Where you go sideways long enough, you reset your oscillators, okay? You get to positive momentum, barely doing anything, and then you dump once more. And then when you dump this second time, and you're nearing that 78% 1272 confluence area, we could have that bullish divergence, and it could be a good opportunity for a long, maybe, okay? But this, just like many others, is affected very much by Bitcoin's price action, so you want the macro to perform well. Okay. I mean, I think we looked at it earlier. Like, yeah, we looked at this. Maybe Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. I don't know, I stream every day, so. So here is your SSTI ShotSpotter incorporated in a downtrend clearly, right? Anchor point 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 on the bottom, demand line, supply line. Okay, you're not out of the downtrend. You'd have to break above 26.77 for that. And yeah, I think this might be a harmonic, very large, like Gartley of some sort, meaning there's a lot more downside potential. I thought we looked at it. Where it's like, look, man, just a very large, complex harmonic. See, it's a 70% retrace. I think that's what I didn't like about it. Okay. Well, let's go from that lowest low to highest high and see where we're at. You're at a 78% retrace. So you probably feel more comfortable with an 88% retrace at 1577. And when you look at this weekly, man, think about it, right? You're in positive momentum territory. You're making some scrub rally by resetting the oscillator because it was oversold. And so what do you think you're setting up for? You could come up here, retrace a little more, and eventually sell off again. When we sell off again, that is when the divergence would probably be setting up on both oscillators on this very significant time scale. Okay. So let's go look at some fib extensions from your previous low to high. Nearing that 1272. Dang, dude, not much confluence, right? I guess between the 1272 and the 886, so between 1577 and 1785, maybe that's where you're looking for divergence. Okay. Couple with handle, man? No. Absolutely not. Got about 20 minutes left until your daily and weekly candle closes. Let's go. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, that sub. Clearly, there's some people that are butthurt. They're mad out there, dude. On a Sunday. It's crazy. They must have had a bad weekend. I had a great weekend. Yeah, thanks for the 406 people tuned in. Y'all are amazing. So hopefully that makes sense. Kevin, you get it? I mean, though it is rallying now, it's in a clear downtrend, and there's no weekly divergence, but you'd think down here at these levels we could see that. Daily had a little divergence, right? Daily, look, MACD low, and then the lower low. You reversed, but you're very much still in the downtrend. Okay? Sweet. SST. Dang, never made it. This one never made it, dude. So, GE. Someone asked about GE. I think it was Ming. And so it's like, you know, crazy downtrend. You're looking at the weekly. This is like August 2000. This thing's been in a downtrend for going on 20 years now. So, you know, something happened, right? We were just a velocity downtrend. Just look at the extreme amount of selling. The angle of descent was so nasty. But eventually something happened. You look left. You hit the nadir levels. March 2009. The whole market recovered. Look, that's where you went. And so from there, you know, you broke out of the shorter term downtrend. You were laughing. It's like December 2016. So let's say shorter, but you're looking at the weekly here. So thought there might have been a harmonic, but it looked like some sort of spring, a back test, like a higher low, and then rallied. Never fell back below this 752 area, and it just had a nice run. Look at the daily real quick. Let me hide this. So the idea was if we were to get down a little bit lower, there might have been a great opportunity for a bullish bat, but it seems like maybe the 786, that's where there wasn't any formal bullish divergence. So why would I take I mean, like, great, man. But it's like, if I don't have the bullish divergence I want at a critical support, then I don't really care. Like, because it could pump to the upside, or it could just keep dumping and whatever. So you're playing the numbers game. You're continuously looking for coinciding variables over and over and over again. All right. At this area where it reversed, there was nothing. Like bearish convergence, just near support. And I think maybe what is it? It was near it. You know, it was like pretty much at a 786. But I'm sorry, man. It was too shallow from, you know, A to B. So it should have been a 61% retrace.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the TA and consistency. By the way, Moiscomp hired Mike Bobo as his new offensive coordinator. He is a gift that keeps giving.
Really? Dude, South Carolina got Mike Bobo? That's surprising. I figured that maybe Kirby would get Boba, but I know they have strong personalities. I don't know how. I think they played together too. So that's interesting, right? Going to South Carolina instead of Georgia. Thank you, dude, for the marijuanas in the jar. Much love. Yeah, shout out to FM for joining the Patreon. Really appreciate that, man. Yeah, I wish like they don't show up if I can't repeat them, you know. He joined last night sometime, I think, or this morning. Thank you, FM. How long can commodities hand in downtrend? What? Be in downtrend? What are you talking about? Bitcoin trades? Check that sentence. What's up, William Irving? Keeping your mouth closed? Why is that, dude? I mean, the only people I scold are people that are like vile and negative and hateful. Right? People asking like questions. I try to be as positive, and I do my best to try to answer this question. So if you have those, William Irving. Don't be afraid to ask, okay? There you go, MCG. Anyway, going back.
Hey bro, DLPH looking any good?
What's up, Adrian? Hey, thanks for the 3s, dude. Much love on this chill 80s Sunday. The 8th of the month is when we do 80s. Get it? It's once a month. So enjoy it while it's here, because we won't see it until after. This is the last 80s day of the year 2019. Think about that. Last one, dude. Wow. Interesting. I don't like the trend. That's all it is lower highs, lower lows. But yeah, looking a little, maybe a little exhausted. DLPH, Delphi Technologies. Okay, so this is it. This is the lifespan. IPO to November 2017, right? Oh, let's get in on the crypto pump, dude. But it's auto, truck, and motorcycle parts. They're just coincidence. But as you can see where we are, below a critical support and ice line, right? Bounced, and now you're kind of regarding it as resistance. That's not really good, right? Not what you're looking for. But maybe we got some sort of wedge going on. It looks like a falling wedge. You think? It's a wedge. Some sort of wedge, man. Also could be a lower low double bottom, right? What happened, man? So, great. Let's look at the, you got a little bit of, not really. I mean, the divergence is there. It's just not that good looking. Look at the weekly real quick. Oh, the weekly is, that's where we're at, man. All right, so we got triple MACD, bullish divergence in the weekly, and a bullish engulfing candle to boot. Not bad.
It's not a scolding, it is Mitch slapped.
It's Mitch slapped. Luta, thank you for the 13th, the elite contribution, man. Hey, I'm about to do this. This is so stupid. Hold on. Let's see.
Okay, man. If you mess with me, I will destroy you, man. Oh my god. Don't mess with this chat. Don't mess with this community. You will all destroy you. Okay? Best community in crypto. You are amazing. But we will all be gangs. I will not chat.
Anyway, so, let me make this visible, because you can see the freaking wedge on the weekly. It's so nice. Okay, so huge wedge. Look at the weekly, and then here it is, man. It's beautiful, beautiful. 1, 2, 3, right? And, I don't know, not really on the RSI. It's not that great, so. So, yeah, man, if this was to break the upside, you could just think about measured move, or you could use Fibonacci. Look, dude, simply put, the widest area of the pattern from the breakout, if it did ever break out, which you got a way to go. In order to break out of this falling wedge, you have to break above this 1327, nearly 1337, like Luta just tipped. All right, so that hasn't happened yet, but maybe time will go by and we'll see it happen. Okay, this is what you look for. A measurement, 100% measured moves, 1958. Let me show you too. So, you could think that you would go from this high to low, but if you want to be conservative, you can just go from the swing high, the beginning of the pattern, right, to get your targets. So go from this high to low. If this was the bottom, which we don't really know, you're at a 236 though, so this is so far as valid as an anchor point from this high to low. So,
Cheers, Lord Rayman. Love your work.
thank you, Crypto Tiger Man. Thanks to the 523 cryptocurrency King. What was it? What crypto? Oh, little dash. Thanks for the dash, man. Is that going to be your signature contribution, dude? Like Claudio's, the ETC King. You going to be the dash King? I'm down, man. This music is freaking epic, dude. Okay, so Delphi Technologies really. Hey, let's get any fib extensions. I don't think you can't. It doesn't work from this low to high. You're not even close, man. Okay, not even freaking close. I think from this low to high, though, there are fib extensions, of course, probably. But, it's not the best, right? I mean, we've seen many trade setups that have played out that are, there's way more arguments for a long than this one, even though this one's meh, okay. Pero you want to see Bankhead? You want to see some US Steel, dudes? Inverse head and shoulders. More like broadening top, beautiful broadening top pattern, and yes, almost 5% up on the day on Friday. But we're deep in the green on this one. You had your opportunity. You watched this stream. You care about trading. It's like not like we didn't hand it to you on a silver platter. US Steel, 1050, 1025 entry. Give me a break. So and there's reasons, right? We had an argument. We presented the argument with technical analysis, right? And look, one argument, it's like the downtrend you were in, that loser Market Mayhem was like, oh, if you showed this to someone who worked at a firm, a hedge fund, whatever, you'd get fired immediately. It's like, no, I wouldn't. I don't know what firm you talk about, but analysts would look at this and be like, this makes extreme amounts of sense. Okay, do you know anything about Wyckoff? Wyckoff, you got supply, or you got demand lines and supply lines. You break the supply line, it's a breakout. I don't care who you are. My God, man, this stuff's been studied for hundreds of years. And I've been studying it for like 10 years. Okay, so get over yourself. You're just mad, bro. Hey, Atlas, what's up, dude? Thanks for the sub. Good to see you on 80s Day. Once a month, man. So, Fibonacci high to low. You haven't have not hit a 23% retrace yet, which sucks because now we don't really know if this is the low. But there's something different about this low than this low and this low and all these other lows. You go to the weekly, you become illuminated. What was it that was so important about this low? 88% retrace, 1272 fib extension, confluence with weekly bullish divergence on both oscillators. Extremely large, complex harmonic that had been in development since December of 2015. That's where it started. It's beautiful. Textbook cipher. Oh, and it's not actually textbook. It's actually unconventional, man. Good for us that we were, not looking at the 786, which I do think that maybe there was a reversal 786, but it dumped again because maybe there just wasn't enough divergence. So I don't care. 88% retrace Mariana Trench. When we were looking at it, looked like a great opportunity. And now you've broken out. You've broken the supply line, which is great. And I think we had close to bullish engulfing candle. And there was the wedge too, right? The wedge on the daily and weekly discernible, right? So it had so many variables, and this is a position trade, all right? Very nice. The highest candle high close we had seen since July 29th on the way down. So it'd been a minute. Let's go. Higher prices in store. If this was to make a common retrace, and it could take us a year or more maybe, if it's to just make common retraces, you're looking between $24 and $33. That's it. Fibonacci, man. US Steel. What's up, Orange Juice? I think one of your family members, Orange Juice, passed away, so rip for all the juices out there. Yeah, coffee. And I had not really been deeply looking at it on significant timescales till it had been past that 7862. So, yeah, it was just, it was good. Yeah, your AEX, big broadening top. I mean, it just looks like the major indices, right? In the stock market. That's what you're asking about this, man? Yet it's not at, oh my god, look at that. X, A, B, C, D stuff. Where are we approaching? I mean, you've exceeded the 786, the next target 645, but let's see, what about fib extensions? I think you're far away from those fib extensions. Yeah, man. Like the 1272s at 665, major ones. So, okay. Clearly some sort of very nice uptrend on the weekly. Just look at it like this, maybe. 1, 2. And then 3. Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is such a crazy chart, man. It's so crazy to use equidistant channels and linear regression channels to show what a trend is. Yeah, dude, that's so wild. I'd get fired, dude. Yeah, right. Iron K, hello? We're here. So, major uptrend, of course, since the recovery. Nearly 11-year cycle. And, yeah, weekly. Just like the stock market, where it sold off and just bounced. Resounding bounce. You're not overbought, and there's not really any clear divergence. I mean, you are, like, every time you make a high, you're making the same level of relative strength. So you could say Class C divergence, but that's not any form, that's not like impending, that does not signify impending price action reversal. Okay. So what, pattern right here. See? What do you call this? Supply line. It's where the sell orders are. Broadening top. 1, 2. Right, see it? And again, many assets are okay, like the S&P 500 was a major like broadening top like this, but it's already broken out. Okay. So you can clearly see like where that previous all-time highs, you're above it. You know, you could always come back. That's always going to be if you have a breakout and a real breakout, you back test this multiple times probably. I mean, what you're doing right now is a really big broadening top pattern, and you're near the top of it, so you know that's high risk for a long, always. I don't think you have any kind of wedge right here. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. But just know that I mean, you might be in the midst of developing bearish divergence on the daily. Okay, but I don't know, man. There are many assets out there, individual assets, that are probably better opportunities than this for any kind of trade. Okay, you're talking about up here, you could take a short. One could, but if there's no bearish divergence, then it's like almost like you're just using a supply line to take a short with nothing else behind it. So your argument's pretty weak for a trade. Okay, and if it did, you know, your target would clearly be 577, right back to this area. That would be it. Okay. What's up, Favang? What's up, Wolverman? Yeah, Oxy, man. Well, I mean, someone clipped it. I haven't posted it. I should, but yeah, man, up 2.71%. You were, I believe there was a warning of this with a potential small double bottom. All the MACD bullish divergence, a little bit of RSI. The RSI divergence continued to build. And guess what, man? Look where you were. Look left. Oh, man. You got to go all the way back to October 2008, the lowest low of the global financial crisis. And you're trying to hold on to that. I mean, you were falling below it, but now you're springing. And the falling wedge, too. The beautiful falling wedge. Downsloping price contraction indicates a potential reversal. I mean, here's your engulfing. Here's the breakout. Yeah, I know. I haven't... Look, dude. Yeah, you had a fake out. You had a false breakout initially, but I'm not moving the trend line. There's 1, 2, 3. Look at all these touches here, too. Or fake out, dumped, shake out. More divergence continued to build at that 2008 level. And now here we are starting to break out again. So let us see if a major reversal could occur on Oxy. That's it, Mr. Wolverman. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for your local on the 8s. Oh, my God. Let's go back to Bitcoin. New weekly candle has been born. The paint has dried on last week. Here it is, man. Here's your just daily time scale on Bitcoin. Not much has changed, right? Where you've got everything here makes sense, right? You from your anchor point 1, your low point, to your high point, you're at a 61.8% retrace, right? We retraced lower than that. Maybe even got to like a 65, 66% retrace. Hit a critical support, looking left, very strong. The strongest support is between 5,800 and 6,150. Down here, that's what that red is. And that's like red is dead. You fall below that, you could be in a lot of trouble. Even though we do know slightly below that area is the 78% retrace, which are really good value areas. Right? That's where people would definitely be seeing value, 786, 886. But again, you may never get back down there. But again, what I think is, right, as traders, and we're talking about daily timescales, I'm waiting for a reason to take along. I'm like a actual trade. Just like here, was waiting for a reason, found a reason, and it was something we anticipated, literally. Just based on how waves work and how divergence can occur. It did. We had the opportunity, got it, boom, 43% gains, didn't expect that at all. Okay, and then looked like it was flagging, and it was just a fake out to make a slightly lower low than your October 24th low. All right, so just rallying right now, but again, until I see divergence, I can't be like, it seems more likely that Bitcoin breaks to the upside, the downside. Okay. Cheers, Wolverman. Yeah, Iron K, for sure. Of course, I'm sure it's like extremely tied to it. No, Marco, that's not it, dude. Marco G. It's an oil energy asset. What's up, Zoner? Mr. Perma Bull in the house, and Spencer. 3 rising peaks. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, man. There's only been 2 so far. Talking about AEX. What's up, J-Mob? Oh my God, thanks for the 420 people tuned in.
Is that a joint?
Much love. Yeah, if you enjoy the live stream, that like button, that bell, that sub. And, you know, this voice changer is really cool. I mean, like, watch this, dude.
Ho ho ho, welcome all traders and haters, and moon boys alike. If you've been a good boy, maybe Bitcoin will move up a little bit, but if you've been a bad boy or girl or alien, you will receive a lump of Pundy coins. It has been confirmed. Don't get wrecked, dude. Okay?
Did that work? I don't know. I can't hear it, so. Do I see BAT as a high risk trade right now? I don't see the risk is low enough yet. We're close to the PCZ, but I don't care if you're close near PCZ. If there's no divergence there, then it's just not going to be as strong of a potential trade. So, what's up, Caviar DJs? Good to see you. DJS, whatever. What's up, Shazavan T, coming in from Switzerland. Thank you for this, for saying something. And you said it's your first time on the channel. Well, welcome. I wish there was more market volatility right now on the big one, Bitcoin, but there's just not, and there hasn't been. I mean, for over a month now, very little volatility. But guess what? Good news. If you actually care about trading and you're not a Bitcoin moon boy, you understand there are other assets on other markets that are brimming with potential opportunity. Okay, and that's what we do in here. We look for trade setups. We analyze an asset and we come to a determination whether it's at a low risk, high reward opportunity or it's not. Okay, that's it. Justin T, you can rewind. I did it pretty early in the stream. Okay. Let's look at that weekly candle real quick just to see how it, finished. 1 week. Here it is, just an indecision candle, but I guess the good news is, right, 2 weeks before that, we held above a critical support, daily, and I guess weekly. A lot of it, right? 6,800 held, rallied, and then we broke above 7,400 last week, and this week we held above it. We tested it. Okay, so you sprung and you back tested the spring. So there's always a chance that Bitcoin could rally on up and test 8,200. That's the next weekly resistance. It's really between 8,000 and 8,200. Rather, there's that candle low close between that and the candle high close from July 2018. So that is definitely somewhere where Bitcoin could go in the short term. If you just look at support resistance on a weekly time scale. Okay. So, I don't like this one, dude. I mean, it's like, someone's like, can you look at Litecoin to BTC? Sure. And it's like, I mean, clearly there's a new support here somehow, right? You're holding it, you're in a range, it looks like. I mean, look, I don't care about this pump or this one. These were all up thrusts. They all failed to break above a critical ice line from December of 2018, right? Always failed, and you're back in it. So that I think is still a very real resistance. So if you are at the bottom of a range, if the context, I guess it's almost like a no trend, right? Where it starts up here, dumps, pumps, and now you're back to the areas where historically where new pumps began in time. So you are, if you look at it without context, you would say always lower risk areas, right? For a long down here at the bottom of ranges, but the range isn't necessarily bullish, is it? So at the same time, what are we looking at? The oscillators, not really good on the daily for divergence yet. RSI from this low to this low. I mean, I guess it does look like a little bit of bullish divergence on the daily, but not that great. Don't know if there's really a pattern, man. 1, 2, 3. Probably some sort of supply line up there. 1, 2, 3. It's almost like a descending triangle, isn't it? A distribution going on with a buy wall propping the price up. If it dumps, you could get absolutely obliterated. Look left, there's nothing there on this chart. Okay, so does that make sense? Though you are at a potential low risk area, there's not anything that I really want to see that strong on the oscillators, and there's clear distribution going on, and we failed a crap load of times to break above this December 2018 level. All right. Iron K, gotta say, you changed my perspective on trading, man. Learning stuff every day. Well, good, dude. Hopefully, if you're in here watching the stream, you are also learning something new every day. And that's the whole point, right? That's why I stream. Entertainment's there too. I try to make it, this is a very dry subject, technical analysis and trading. So trying to make it entertaining and engaging is not easy, even though people will try to think and say it is, that's a joke, dude. I mean, the streaming aspect. If you think this is easy, you've lost your mind, dude. And it's like, I want to see you try to do it. For all the haters out there, dude. Seriously. Ulta's doing as well as doing yesterday and Friday. MCG, just because the market's closed, it'll open tomorrow. Yeah, it gapped up. Nuts. Oh, look at this. This is Ulta Beauty. In a huge uptrend. Something happened, right? It just like this demand line, the upsloping support. They really were crapping around for such a long time. Sellers kept doing everything they could. But then you like double bottomed, kind of, right? Where it was like, look at this. Eve and Adam. And I mean, though it was about a slightly higher low on candle closes, about the same, you could definitely argue that some divergence developed. Look, a low, about the same low, almost inexistent negative momentum. So, and then your RSI, same thing, man. And, this could have been a good one. Didn't see it, didn't really look at it, and maybe paid for it. I don't care, man. We look at a lot of charts, and you're not going to get everything. But that's why it's important to learn this stuff. So, instead of just randomly asking for an asset, you can see you were able to determine a reason why you were requesting it. And so, like, look, a V or a U and a V, Adam and Eve, and you gapped up on earnings, where, remember, you gapped down on earnings before. What a crazy few months for Ulta. Yeah, look left. Critical support from December 2018. It ran all the way up, and then it 100% retraced. Unreal. Look left. November 2016, same area. And that is where it reversed. Look, it hit it twice. Remember, what is a double bottom? That means, why does it hit the second time and then go? Because it is confirming to the entire market that is the bottom. Like this first time, okay, there's a bottom in, but we don't really know for sure if the bottom's in. But right here, this confirms. Okay, and when you see this, market participants who know what they're doing see that and say, all right, this might be a low risk high reward opportunity because you're just exhausted. How the heck do you break this historical critical support when you're looking so exhausted on the oscillators? And often you don't break it, you reverse. Okay? Ulta. Well, Steve Thomas, they don't even teach this in school, so you'll have to stick with YouTube, okay? But let's be real, dude. If they taught this in school, it'd be way less fun than how we do it here, right? Okay. I've been live now for 1 hour and 13 minutes. If you want to never miss a live stream, you need to join the Discord because it is reliable. You will 100% be notified when I go live every single time.
Could you look at ZM, please? Large gap down despite positive earnings.
Zoom.
Below all moving averages on the daily. Also below IPO prices. Possible further downside? Thank you.
Very well. Yes, could be. Thank you, Anon, for the threes. Yeah, dude, this thing had a beautiful falling wedge. And what happened? Guess what happened, man? It had a little fake out. the divergence that was there, you faked it out, right? It was like you lost the divergence on the oscillators, but then you went and you made a retrace, a rally, and then you dumped. Yep, it sucks, man. And so huge volume, some of the largest amount of volume we'd ever seen on Zoom happened. And yeah, there's definitely more downside potential, but you're just getting back to support here. You know, that's inception prices. You IPO'd back in April, so not too much history on Zoom. Oh, this crap, man. So one argument that was made down here is like low to your high, you had an 88% retrace, but then dumped and made it to pretty much a 100% retrace, and then rallied to make a lower high, dump again. Right, so the wedge played out, but not after a fake out, and it wasn't very good of a trade, because it just, all right, so let's see what the Fibonacci, you know, just, you can go from this high, oops, high to low. You can see it didn't even really hit the 382 before. Bearish engulfing candle, indecision candle, big red candle, and that was it, man. So yeah, bad earnings. It seems like guidance. If you said that they beat on expectations, right, then that means that they had to lower guidance, or it just wasn't in line. So remember, it's not always about what the asset's doing now. It's about the future of the asset and what it's doing next quarter or the coming year, right? Let's go, man. Thanks for the 414 people here. Y'all are amazing. And it means a lot, because I know you could seriously be doing anything.
Can you look at CRWD on the daily? Do you see a scuffed bullish bat?
Oh, thank you, Anon, for the threes, dude. Crowd. Yeah, CrowdStrike. I remember looking at this one. Okay, potential scuffed bat on CrowdStrike. Possible. You know, this thing had a breakout, a Momo shift breakout, and didn't really rally. You see that weekly bearish and golden candle? That's not really good. You don't like that. That's nasty. Happened on earnings too. So, you know, they made its all-time lows, had a double bottom, had all this MACD bullish divergence, all this RSI divergence, and recovered and rallied. But yeah, you had the 236, the first fib node, the shallow fib node, and you kind of double topped up there. You couldn't make it happen, so you sold off, and then yeah, like on Thursday reported and had a beat, but I guess the market didn't like it that much. So you say a scuffed bullish bat. I mean, I get you, right? What you're saying is, he's just saying X, A, B, B, D. Okay, well, if that's the case, then you're looking at the 886. But it's a very small, it's not a very large pattern, right? And maybe, man. What's going to happen, though, you know, it all depends. My confidence level is going to be higher if by the time the asset gets to that level, the pattern completion zone, and maybe the trade entry, if we show the divergence. I keep saying it over and over and over, ad nauseum, but divergence at entry levels is very important, okay? Crap, hold on, let me go to the 4 hour. Let's look at it there. So yeah, maybe look, you got the negative momentum going on, lots of it building. You know, eventually you'll pivot. You're breaking support here, looking left. Maybe you begin to start losing that negative momentum. You have a small scrub retrace, and again, look, you're looking for divergence to develop at 46.44 for a trade. We're talking about that, okay? You don't have any on the daily or the 4 hour right now, but maybe by the time you get there. So that's why it requires one to continuously monitor these assets. That's why you put them on your watch list. You set up your alerts, right? On Crowd, I could set up an alert and be done with it and forget about it. And then when the beep goes off, I'm like, my God, we're near that entry. And then when the beep goes off, I will look and see if we have other things we would want for an ideal trade. Okay. Will crowds bat play out, man? Or will it not? Will Bitcoin see 7,800? Always a chance, man. Stay above 7,400. You know how important that level is. Okay, man. All right. So eventually, if this was just to make a common retrace, if it pivoted making a higher low, that could be good. But eventually you'd see $66 to $79, really $80. That's the common retrace levels. Okay, the zone.
Bruh.
Okay. Extremely dead chat. So that's my cue. Thanks so much for everyone that tuned in. Appreciate the likes, love, support, the contributions. Y'all are all amazing. I'll be back sometime later. That's why you want to be in the Discord so you get notified when I go live versus missing it and saying, oh my god, I missed it. Oh my god. You'll never miss it if you join the Discord. Okay. That's where you get in contact with anyone in this live chat too. So thanks for coming out on 80s Day once a year. This is the last one. So until 2020. Till next time. Respect the T. A.
Turd nuggets.